Can you describe for us some of the symptoms of neurofatigue?
Yes, so the symptoms of neurofatigue are varied. They can crop up in a lot of different areas. So you'll see up here that I've actually broken it down into kind of these different domains where the symptoms can appear. The first, of course, comes with cognitive, the neuro piece, and this is our thinking. You'll see here, this is just an example of the different kinds people can experience. It's a difficulty focusing and concentrating, so maybe becoming more distractible. Certainly with memory, people feel more forgetful. They feel like they're making silly mistakes. Simple math that someone might say, I can usually do this in my head and I can't right now. Multitasking is out the window. You get a lot of people saying, I can't multitask anymore. Finding the right word, so some language or conversations might be more difficult with people. Lower initiative at times, really hard just to get started because your brain's so tired, and a slower thinking. This isn't to say everyone has every one of these symptoms, but this is a menu of the things that I often hear. There's also a physical or a sensory domain here. So just because it's about our thinking, our brain is interconnected with the rest of our body, right? So people will feel an exhaustion in them. Sometimes the body just feels kind of heavy, or it feels like it's hard to move and do things. Physical symptoms may get worse. These include some that often come along with brain injury, such as headaches or sleep problems. A sensitivity to lights and sounds can feel a little more unbearable or more sensitive to those things. Oftentimes balance, right? That's something that can be weakened with brain injury anyway, something people are working with. Well, you get neurofatigued and it's going to put a magnifying glass on things that were difficult before. So people feel a little more clumsy or tripping, dropping things. Not to mention the visual symptoms. A lot of people with a brain injury, they do have visual symptoms. And in this case, there's even more maybe eye strain or eye fatigue, dizziness, and a body just feeling like lead, I hear people say. And there's also an emotional component that we know comes with certainly any brain injury and certainly with neurofatigue. People will feel more irritable or snappy with those around them. Sometimes people will feel like they can cry really easily, or they'll feel more saddened, perhaps more anxious and more worried, a little more on edge. The mind can feel like it's darting around. So part of that is maybe an attention issue, but some may be a worry or an anxiety. I get people saying it's almost like this downward spiral. Once they get tired, it's just like one thing leads into another. They can feel easily annoyed. And so it's important to look out for all these different types of symptoms. You're not always going to get the same one either. Sometimes it will be a greater magnitude, or as I say, volume. Something might feel louder, one of these symptoms one day than another. If you already were having more physical symptoms, then maybe a neurofatigue is going to kick up that headache a little more one day and not the other. And that's what can make neurofatigue a little difficult to deal with because it's a bit of a moving target at times.